welcome to No Apologies on Beck, where we are unafraid to speak the truth. I am your host, Rick Becker, and we have a wonderful temporary co-host filling in for Lori,
Yes.
Kendi Chase. Thank you for being here once again. I think you did great last night.
Oh, you're so sweet. I love being here. Anytime.
Okay. So, it's a crazy, crazy day in the legislature today. I've got some stuff to cover. It's kind of going to be just winging it a little bit.
Awesome. I honestly can't wait to hear.
Okay.
Okay?
Well,
been working all day.
I do not bear much in the way of good news.
I know.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
So, one of the things that I wanted to bring up is we had, our constituents are asking for a couple of things. They want to get rid of the mask mandates, so that get rid of the power to have mask mandates. And they want, very concerned about the idea of vaccine passport requirements, that you somehow have to show your papers to who knows what, but to do away with that. So Representative Ertelt brought a bill on the floor today, brought it up. It didn't go through the normal channels because leadership didn't want to bring it in. So he had the wherewithal just to bring it up and debate on it. Now, the debate was kind of about the bill, but it was really just debating on whether we even wanted to introduce it. And what that would have done is simply said, yeah, no vaccine passports. I'm putting it, in a very simple format. Let's pull up the first graphic of Representative Ertelt's bill. You'll see at the top there is no bill number because it was never introduced. But if you see there, it says neither a state government entity nor any of its subdivisions, agents, or assigns. And by subdivision, what that means basically is cities and counties. Okay? Not the state or the subdivisions may require documentation for an individual's vaccination status, the presence of pathogens, antigens, antibodies, or an individual's post-transmission recovery status. And let's go to the next one. And we had something very similar that I want to bring up too, bring the two together. In 21-24, we had a bill which we did a prohibition on vaccine passports where they can't require that documentation of the vaccination status. And that one did pass, but I've got some interesting news about that. So, okay, let's cut that now for a second. So let's talk about these things, vaccination passports. The one that was that I just presented in 21-24, that passed the House, went over to the Senate. It was fairly weak. It said that what we showed there sounds good, but it was fairly weak. It was better than nothing, but it was severely weak. And when we had the bill, the discussion today for the unnumbered bill that was actually a really solid, no vaccine passports, some of the representatives cited that we had just passed 21-24, and therefore there's no need to do something like this, right?
Interesting.
So there was a lot of discussion about it. The galley was full of people.
Oh, I'm sure.
The galley was full of people, and they wanted, because we passed this previous one, and we received all sorts of emails saying, thanks, but it's not enough. We want something more. So that's why we brought it up. Representative Ertelt brought it up today. So we did not even muster enough votes to allow for consideration for introduction of the bill. So we debated it, and the bill was read out loud, so everyone knew what it was about, so they can't say, well, we didn't know what was in it. It was read out loud. But it failed, didn't even introduce it. What happened in the Senate is the second bill I just showed you failed.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So now we have nothing. One of the things our citizens have asked us for, protect us against the requirement to have a vaccine passport. Failed miserably. Now the session's not over. There's a possibility, you never know. I mean, never say never is what I've learned in the legislature. But the hopes are very dim, and I think that we have failed.
Wow, I totally agree. And I'm just curious, your thoughts as to why you think they wouldn't get behind this. I mean, we interviewed Representative Ertelt yesterday on Ladies of Another View. Basically, it was to protect both the business side and individuals.
Yep.
It was very protective of both sides, and so I don't understand why the representatives would not get behind it.
Well, I don't know. I can tell you that there are many legislators that vote according to the wishes of the majority leader, and he got up and spoke against it. And so that in and of itself would have flipped a lot of votes. Why did he speak against it? I think he feels it's not necessary. He obviously was the one to say, no, we're not going to allow it to go through the normal channel, which is a delayed bills committee. So I'm not sure what motivates the people to vote against this, something that they know their constituents want. Now, maybe some legislators believe, and maybe it's true, that their constituents don't want that. Maybe there are some from the eastern part of the state. But I think the vast majority of North Dakotans want this.
Yeah.
We did not provide it.
I mean, it's so similar to what we saw in Nazi Germany. In fact, I was talking to somebody today about this very idea of how so many people are not seeing that history actually could be repeating itself right now. It's their blind eyes to it. Because I've wondered, how did Hitler get people to turn against the Jews? We're seeing it right now.
Well, we are. And I am always reluctant to bring up the comparison or the analogy with Hitler, and I look for other things in history, but it's the same thing.
Well,
the process is the same under any regime in any country where we say, how did you get to that point? And it's by this gradual accession to a new state, a new normal, as they say. And it's by coercion, either directly from the government or, as we're seeing in America now, and in your example of Nazi Germany, it was actually a lot from the German people as well. Fear of, in our case, fear of being called out as not caring about other people with all the virtue signaling. You know, it's the same thing we see with racists, blah, blah, blah. But the same sort of things were occurring in Germany and other where they're afraid that their neighbors might perceive them as being, you know, anti-whatever. And so you go along to get along.
Yeah.
So there's tremendous comparisons.
Okay, I want to bring up one more point. You know, when masking started happening, you think about here in the state, it did not start with mandates. It started with larger businesses who started saying, we will not let you in our stores unless you wear a mask. And then slowly it started becoming a government issue where then the government started mandating and saying, you've got to wear masks. So now what happens when the vaccination passports start becoming a thing? You know, you look at these big box stores that are, their corporate offices are not here.
Right.
They don't care about us. So then they start pushing this message of you have to prove that you've been vaccinated to get in. And then what happens with our leaders? They're going to fall in line with this. I mean, at least that's what I think. And that's what scares me. And I am so mad that they did not stand up against this and say, we want to protect the citizens of North Dakota against something like this.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, we have a few examples today where I say, rhetorically and literally said to people, you cannot wonder why there's a grassroots movement of people being dissatisfied, wholly dissatisfied, and looking to take action.
No.
You have to look at your own actions. One of those actions of which you must take a look is ignoring people's desire to do things like get rid of mask mandates and prohibit vaccine passports.
Yep, I know. It's just unbelievable.
All right. Boy, we could go on forever on that. So,
deep breaths.
Next up, we are having a special guest, Representative Dori Hauck from Dickinson, and we're going to be talking to her. She got plopped in things right in the middle. Find out all about it. Stick with us.
When you can't find answers to your recurring health challenges, it can feel like your health and your future are being held hostage. The Wellness Way is a network of health restoration clinics that think and act differently to solve the health challenges others can't. Here, we disrupt the standard approach to care through a combination of testing, individual plans, and one-on-one guidance, putting your health and your future where they belong, in your own hands.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature gyros, with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's Hot Dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go, we deliver for you.
Hey Bucks fans, if you're planning an outing, birthday, or employee appreciation night, then bring your group out to the Buck Stop for a night of fast-paced, high-scoring football. Your group will receive discounted tickets, options for reserved seating, scoreboard messages, VIP services, swag, and a space to gather during the game. You can also participate in pre-game ceremonies, halftime entertainment, in-game contests, and more. Call 701-595-0771 or visit bismarckbucks.com/tickets. All GA is first come, first serve. We'll see you on the turf. Go Bucks!
Hey, welcome back. It's No Apologies on Beck. And we have with us special guest Dori Hauck, District 36 from Richardton. I said Dickinson before and she slapped me upside the head. So
That's not right.
It's something like that. I don't know. So welcome. Thanks for being on.
Thank you for inviting me.
I know that you're new to the legislature, and then coming on and talking about the legislature when you're brand new onto a TV program might seem, you know, significant, but there's only 2 people watching, so it doesn't really,
Right.
don't worry about it.
Right, right.
All right, so Dori, first things first. I have no interest in getting into gory details of the situation, but basically, you came in the middle of session. Can you explain to our viewers how it happened that you just got plopped in the middle?
Absolutely. So about 10 years ago, I showed up to a District 36 meeting and was elected Secretary-Treasurer. So I have been involved with District 36 for the last 10 years. And when the unfortunate situation occurred with our representative, Luke Simons, we were making a few phone calls to see if somebody would be able to step in. And so we had, you know, we were working on it. And then we thought maybe this will become a moot point and he'll stay. And then that didn't happen. So we were visiting with folks, and they 3.5 years seemed like a long commitment for a few people who weren't ready for it. And then I was asked, and I went, oh my goodness, and can I have a day to think about it? And so I said yes, because at that point we weren't being represented. District 36 didn't have full representation. And so I did feel kind of a pull to maybe I should go just sit in the seat. And I know legislature, I know how to read bills. You know, that part wasn't new to me. But there were a few surprises when I got there and actually sat in the seat. But glad to be representing 36.
Yeah, well, that's great. Dori sits right next to me, right to my left.
Yes. That is so awesome. Well, lucky both of you. Yes.
Well, you know what's interesting is I tend to be sort of all business, and I'm working on stuff. Everyone is coming over and talking to Dori.
Well, I'm surprised that you're all business, Rick. That surprises me.
I'm too busy. I have a damn show to do.
I know that.
So,
you know I'm teasing.
I know. Oh, I see. That you were being facetious. I didn't know. See,
you know,
I'm
people
gullible.
struggle to know when I'm teasing. That was a tease, Rick.
Okay, sorry. So, yeah, people come and talk to her a lot, and which is great. They want to get to know her, and you're very approachable, and you seem in this short period of time to be level-headed, common sense. I know you're doing the homework. I know you're doing the work. So the constituents of District 36, given the circumstances, are very well represented by you. So kudos to you.
That's
well,
awesome.
I appreciate that, and that was one of the first questions that I got. Is, you know, I would say that I'm coming in with conservative values. Well, what are those? And really, when you sit there, you don't really know how to use your conservative values sometimes on those, but grew up on a farm and ranch. Both sides of my family are farmers and ranchers, stewards of the land. So my mom's family grew up on the land. She's one of 14. She comes from a very big family. And then my other grandparents as well were always farmer ranchers, and that's how I grew up. So you had to take care of things to get a product out. And I guess those were the values I was bringing. How does that always translate? Sometimes it's just common sense, because some of the stuff is cleanup language or weird things that don't have anything to do with being a conservative. It's just what's the common sense place for this rule to be. Today was a rough day. The last couple days have been kind of a rough situation, but I am trying to do my homework. When I hear another bill mentioned, this is a companion bill to this, I'm up there trying to find what that is and how does that work together with the one that we're working on, because I do feel a little bit behind. The great thing is you guys did a ton of work before I ever got there, but that's also the bad news, because I'm quite behind on a few things, but people have been very generous on helping me out with the information. That's what, there's people always standing there. and my first week was kind of a blur. Funny story, Rick is all business, and he's sitting there, and somebody must have called him and said, we're trying to get a hold of Dori. And so Rick's like, Dori, your phone. Like, what do you mean the phone? Somebody's trying to get a hold of you. The blue light flashing, that's a phone. Who knew there was a phone under your desk? It was like, what? So that was my first run-in with Rick. He's like, answer your phone. They're trying to get a hold of you. Oh my gosh.
It just flashes blue light. It doesn't necessarily ring, so she didn't know. There was like this little blue diode going on.
So I knew how to do the bills and stuff. Didn't know those little tips and tricks about the...
So yeah, speaking of being all business, mine I tore off. It's sitting in a little pile.
Oh my gosh.
Under my desk. I don't want phone calls.
All business.
All business.
I know.
All business.
He needs to lighten up. Lighten up. Come on, Rick.
There's no wonder I have no friends in the legislature. It's my own personality. What can I say? It's my fault.
I think she's your friend.
Okay,
yes,
Dori's
he's been
my
very
friend.
helpful.
Dori's my friend.
He's been very helpful.
Okay, so you said there were a few surprises. Delve into those just a little bit about, is it the workings, is it the types of bills, is it how we vote on the bills? Have at it.
Yeah, I guess the process, that I didn't actually know that some of these things get debated and redebated 3, 4, 5 times. Like it starts out on the floor, but then it goes to the House, and then it goes to the Senate, and then amendments happen, and then you vote on it again, and then it dies, and then it gets brought back and somewhere else. And because you're like, I know I've seen this before. Yeah, it got stuck over here, and I guess that part I didn't always knew happened.
Yeah.
So that's been a surprise that had to kind of work through. But like I said, everybody's been very generous in helping me out. That was one big surprise. And then, yeah, just the process, how fast sometimes things move. But again, you all have seen some of those things, so they're not new to you. And I think I know what's on the agenda, and then somebody pulls something from the bottom and throws it to the top, and I haven't looked at it yet. And didn't know that could happen. It was like, I thought I had it today.
I'm prepared for the way things were supposed to be, not the way they are now. Yep.
Yeah. So those procedural things
Yeah.
Were surprising to me. But again, didn't realize how many times some of those bills are reviewed by different people inside each branch, each house, I should say.
Let me ask you a question. It's going to sound like a leading question. I'm going to try and phrase it in a way that's not leading. My first session, although I started at the beginning, so I didn't get thrown in, I was surprised at the way the chamber was voting based on the fact that it was a supermajority of Republicans. Now, do you find yourself in the same boat that I was in at the time, where I'm like, I don't understand this? With a supermajority of Republicans, this shouldn't be the vote? Or from your perspective, are you not seeing that this session, your first session?
Oh, I definitely see that. And there again, I've made myself notes. I've kept all those pages that we get, because I'll write somebody's name on there, like, why did they vote against that? Or why did they vote for it? Because you kind of assume we're all on the same team and we all have the same information. But that's when you hear people ask, well, what really is a conservative? Sometimes you feel in there's like a layers and levels. And so that was eye-opening, I guess. But I have written notes that who voted this way and who voted that way, because I want to know, what did I miss? What did I miss that I voted against that or for it and I didn't see something because respect them as a Republican, as a fellow Republican, but then can't quite figure out why we're not all voting more as a block, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. If we're in sync with the party platform, it would seem that there'd be more consistency. So you are experiencing the same. I will tell you that that it was in 2013. I started a little group of legislators to get together and so forth, and then in 2015 we started an IM situation on the floor so we could talk and we can ask those questions.
Right.
And we were using it very extensively in 17 and 19 especially. I mean, really, and it was very helpful. This session, there's maybe a handful of people that are really using it, but it's something you may want to do next session.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there have been times that I have to, look back to my running mate that I never ran with. That's the other thing. I never ran, so it's a little bit weird, but Representative Schatz sits right behind me, so sometimes I got to look to him and be like, what is this one? Can you break it down for me in 2 sentences or less?
And people need to understand that it's easy to do your armchair quarterbacking and say, this. But it's no different than watching an NFL game. Yeah, sure, you knew that he should have run in the 3 slot instead of the 2 slot. Sure. But the thing is, it's impossible to truly get your hands around each thing. And there aren't enough hours in a day, even if you did not sleep. And so you do need to rely on other people that you can trust. And sometimes you find things out that you realize, I should have maybe voted differently. So you always have to give some leeway to your legislator in that regard.
And that's what I have found out. I really do try to read them through, but sometimes amendments get made that you really don't see until moments before, and not sure what the intent is behind them.
Well, in our next session, we're going to be talking about the Department of Commerce bill.
Right.
That bill, the way we voted on it, did not drop until between 9:30 and 10 a.m. this morning, and it was on the docket at 12:30.
Right.
I mean, and that's an extensive, very large bill.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, the last 2 days have been a little rough.
Oh,
but I assume that's how it goes.
Cannot imagine.
Well, Dori, thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you for
appreciate
inviting
it.
me.
I know that maybe you stepped a little bit out of your comfort zone, but I think that it was very valuable, enjoyable for the viewers. It was for me, and maybe we'll have you back again sometime.
Fantastic.
That'd
Thank
be
you.
cool. All right. Folks, stick with us. We are going to be talking about more stuff. You might see me rant. Who knows? See you back soon.
We're the ladies of Another View, bringing you a fresh view on local issues.
And different perspectives you won't get on the mainstream media. Watch us weekday afternoons at 4:30 Central Time on Beck News and at beck.news.
When you're buying windows, make sure you're comparing apples to apples. Hi, I'm Jesse with the Window Source. We only sell you the best windows and doors for the best price. Call the Window Source. Just because you pay less doesn't mean you get less.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature Heroes, with the region's only Hero meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go, we deliver for you.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Hey, welcome back. It's No Apologies on Beck, your after hours oasis of sanity. I am your host, Rick Becker, our co-host, Kendi Chase.
Yes.
I feel like saying temporary is emphasizing that you're not going to be here for long, and
Yeah.
I feel that
hurting my feelings.
I know. I'm sorry, and so then that's why I left it out. But now I brought it back
I'm
up
a
even more so.
substitute.
You're a wonderful substitute.
Thank you.
You are wonderful. I had
Wonderful to be
several
here.
substitute teachers in high school that
Yeah.
I thought were fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you've invited
don't-
me back, so I figured I didn't bomb the first time.
You didn't.
So,
You did not bomb whatsoever, folks.
hey, let's get into it.
That was Dori Hauck. That was I find her very enjoyable.
Yes.
She's a good seatmate, if you will.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So we are going to talk about cronyism,
Okay.
also known as corporate welfare,
Yeah.
also known as picking winners and losers.
I had to look it up because I honestly did not know what that meant.
Well,
so I'm excited
That's
for
very
this
gracious
discussion.
of you to admit that, because I am sure that many of our viewers
Yeah,
wouldn't know either,
I didn't
because
know.
this isn't necessarily their world. This is my little note. Okay, so I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Kendi.
do.
Kendi.
What?
I have an offer for you.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an investment opportunity. Okay?
Speak to me.
Yep. And for you folks as well. Everyone has this investment opportunity.
Okay.
$1,000, more if you want.
Okay.
For $1,000, I will make it so that you can invest in a ski resort. It's not profitable, but you can invest in the
Okay.
ski resort. You don't get returns on it, but you can invest in it.
Okay.
Also, there's a commercial real estate developer. He's doing fairly well.
Yeah.
And this would be helping him along to develop even more. You don't get anything back from it, but,
Right,
but it would be
but
helping a
here.
successful commercial real estate developer.
Okay.
3 more things, okay?
Okay.
Because this is an amazing opportunity.
It's already
Folks, do not miss out. I know, do not miss out. There is an organization, they actually do really good work. They do safety training, great organization. They do charge for their services like they should.
Okay.
But this would make it easier for them, because we're going to be giving your money to them. You don't get anything in return, but they do a good job.
Okay.
They do a good job.
There's a recurring theme I'm hearing. No
Okay.
return. Ugh.
Number 4, there's an opportunity to invest in a movie.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I don't have much to tell you about it. It's a movie in North Dakota. Odds are, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, it's not going to make any money. If it did, you're not going to get any back anyway. But it's an opportunity. And lastly, in this package of investment opportunity, you have the opportunity to invest in an amusement park in Jamestown, North Dakota.
Yeah.
An amusement park, which is a business model in which they are crumbling all throughout the United States, but it's an opportunity in the sprawling metropolis of Jamestown. Not making fun of Jamestown,
No.
but it's small population. Generally, a successful amusement park is in a large urban population.
With a longer summer.
Yes. Now, they believe that they're going to be extraordinarily successful. And
With
and
my money.
With your money. Now, you don't get any back, but
I know.
you may be helping them to be extraordinarily successful. Okay? You can invest, or you can do what you want with your $1,000. Which do you choose?
Gosh, that is so hard. I think I want to keep my money. I mean, I took economics.
Wait. There's a catch, Kendi. I forgot to tell you.
No.
You don't have a choice.
What?
I am taking your money
That
and
sounds
I am
like the
investing
government.
it in those things.
Mm.
So folks, that's my long-winded version to try and make it relatable. This is what's happening. This is what we passed in the House of Representatives today. Your money is going to invest in these schemes. Now, we have, let's see, do I have it here? Yeah, 2018. Whoo! Senate Bill 2018 is the Department of Commerce. I usually call them the Department of Corporate Welfare and Cronyism. But they've got so hyped up on unmanned aircraft, drones, that I now call it the Department of Corporate Welfare and Droneism. Yes. Okay, so here's the scoop, folks. This is what your money is going to. This is what we brought up on the floor, debated, discussed, voted on. It's going to be included. We passed it in the House. It's going to go back to the Senate. They already passed it. We added just a bunch more crap onto their crap, and now they're going to hash it out. Now, it's possible the Senate's going to try and talk reason into the House of Representatives. Historically, that isn't how it works, but it's possible. So let's pop up the first graphic. I'm going to go through a few things with you. This first one, grants. Grants. What does grants mean to you, Kendi?
Grants. Free
money.
Woo!
Yes. Free money.
Yes.
Free money. So 52 million. 52 million is what it was at a base level last session. We're going to up it just a tad. Just a tad bit. We're going to add 35 million onto the 52 for a total of $87 million. Almost $88 million in grants. Yes, let's pop up to the next graphic. This is where droneism comes in. Droneism, I'm gonna make that a thing. It's gonna be hashtag
like
droneism. Right.
Yep.
So you've got unmanned aircraft systems. So we're putting in $1 million. Now that allegedly, and maybe there's something reasonable with it. We're spending $1 million. It has to do with training and all, and North Dakota has unmanned, yada, yada. Okay. Beyond visual line of sight, they call it BVLOS, whatever. $20 million. Now, here's the thing. I don't understand necessarily how this, it sounds awesome. How does it help you, Kendi? How does it help our viewers? To set up towers all throughout the state so that you can fly your drones without seeing your drones in the sky. It's awesome, ridiculous. And it can be useful. How does it help you? Why do you want to spend your $1,000 on this project? You don't.
No.
Enhanced Use Lease Grant. You see there, we started off at $3 million. We're going to up it to $7 million. This is for the commercial real estate developer. It sounds great. It's Grand Sky. They call it Grand Sky. This is an entity, a corporation, if you will, that that develops commercial property on the Grand Forks Air Force Base at an airport for drone unmanned aircraft type usage. Now, they build it, they lease it out, they make money. Why are we putting in $7 million after we just gave them $3 million?
Who are their friends? I mean, that's what I'm wondering. I'm scratching my head. Like, who do they know?
Yeah. All right. Next one. Workforce Safety Grant. This is the $1.5 million. Now, again, I mean it. This is going to the North Dakota Safety Council. And you notice they never say the names of the private businesses. Right. It's a workforce safety grant. They do good work. I hear all the time accolades. They do fantastic work. They charge for their services. They're a private organization. We shouldn't be spending your money on them. Next graphic. Economic growth, economic development growth and diversification grant. It sounds awesome, right?
Wow.
That's $5 million for the Jamestown Buffalo-themed amusement park.
Wow.
The developers, again, a private organization, they need to take a loan from the state of North Dakota for $65 million, and then they need to chip in their own $5 million, and then we give them another $5 million. Is that nuts? Is that nuts?
Idiotic.
Next one. One-time tourism marketing. Okay, this is $6.9 million. The Senate approved $7 million. Here's the thing. Tourism believes that every single person that comes to North Dakota is because of something they did, some billboard in Chicago. When I went to Fargo several weeks ago, stayed overnight in a hotel, they count that hotel stay as the benefit of their spending. Tourism is the biggest waste of money.
Absolutely.
Now, not the tourists. We love their money. Yeah. But these guys marketing, total Nut job case. Okay,
Yep.
next one. Technical skills training grant. This one sounds fine. I don't even know what it is exactly, but I can tell you this. $1 million was already spent on it. It came from COVID money, which means it happened less than a year ago. We don't know anything about it. They say it's successful. How do you know if it's successful?
I don't
Technical
know.
skills in less than a year. You know if it's successful? So now we're going to put, Kendi, $1 million of your money into it to keep it going. Last one. I'm going to pull this up here. Ready? This is the wonderful one. It's only 100 grand. Kendi, it's nothing. It's chump change for you,
Yeah,
Kendi. Come on.
totally.
100
In my
grand.
pocket.
This is to make a movie. Someone wants to make a movie. And then the benefit is that we can use clips from the movie for tourism.
Oh, wow. What a benefit.
Yeah. So,
I'm sold.
Listen, Department of Tourism, Department of Commerce. I will make a movie for $50,000 and you can use all the clips you want.
I'll do it for 25.
Okay, she wins. So folks, we got to cut away here. We're going to come back with another segment on cronyism, but this is what happened today. This is what your legislature approved. Do we respect you? Do you think we respect you? It's up to you. We'll see you back in a couple minutes.
When you can't find answers to your recurring health challenges, it can feel like your health and your future are being held hostage. The Wellness Way is a network of health restoration clinics that think and act differently to solve the health challenges others can't. Here, we disrupt the standard approach to care through a combination of testing, individual plans, and one-on-one guidance, putting your health and your future where they belong, in your own hands.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Prairie Patriot Firearms and Training is the region's most complete gun and training center. 5-lane indoor range, a gun shop, and a certified training facility. Firearms training courses are offered daily for new, intermediate, and advanced shooters. If you're not comfortable in a classroom setting, Prairie Patriot offers one-on-one private lessons, from basic self-defense training to concealed weapons testing, along with a full line of guns, ammunition, holsters, and concealment clothing. Prairie Patriot, 3930 Memorial Highway, prairiepatriot.com.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature gyros, with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go, we deliver for you.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
All right. Well, Kendi, that was that's a lot. But
That was a good rant.
It's not nearly the end of it.
No.
This is not. I'm not giving you a complete list, folks.
I think we need to put on a seatbelt. Like,
This is one
brace.
bill. It's a bill that I hate. Department of Commerce, Department of Corporate Welfare and Droneism.
Oh, yeah. Droneism, hashtag. Boop.
There are a couple more things in the bill. Not to beat a dead horse. There is Job Development and Economic Growth Grant. That's what they call it. That's the phrase, right?
Okay.
So what does it mean? I don't know. It sounds good. I'm a legislator. I'm busy.
Yeah. Let's grow the
Job
economy.
development, yeah. It sounds great. You know what it is? $900,000 goes to Frostfire, which is a ski resort that I don't know the details. I think we bought it back in like 15 or something like that, or 13. I don't know. I was against it. Whatever it was. But that's the I mentioned in your investment package that we have. Yeah. So $900,000 going to a ski resort, and then there is $600,000 going to the Nakoma Pyramid. That's that big radar thing. I don't know if you know about it. It costs like, I don't know. The federal government spent like $4 billion for this like missile crazy radar thing. And in 2012, I remember because I wanted to bid on it because it was like nuts. A great opportunity. I thought. It turned out I was wrong. I'm glad I didn't bid on it.
Phew.
But the Hutterites bought it for $500,000. Okay. Now, a few years later, Cavalier Job Development Authority, which means people that think they know how to spend your money. They said, hey, we want to buy a part of it. So they paid, I think, $462,900. And now they are coming and saying, hey, we want $600,000 to do this thing where we could develop jobs. Maybe you shouldn't have spent the money in the first place.
Yeah, no kidding.
You don't need, government doesn't develop jobs. No. Private industry develops jobs. That's a big. Then there's another thing, workforce grants to tribally controlled community colleges. Now this is something that I think it was in 15 or 17 that we first started. For the first time ever, I didn't think we should do it. I believe in sovereignty, but the state decided at that time, I forget if it was 10 million, 5 million, what. But then we found out that money completely had no return in the sense of accomplishing anything. It was wasted. But we're still doing 500,000. So I don't know, and I think it's limited to Turtle Mountain College. Now, maybe it's good, I don't know. Maybe they are actually using it to the best degree possible, optimally. In the past, it hasn't been, but that's another thing that's in there. So, moving on to another area of cronyism. This deserves a segment all by itself. So, CO2 sequestration. It has to do with the energy industry. There is an opportunity because of all this global warming crap, climate change crap, and oh gosh, we got to decrease our carbon footprint. And so, hey, what if you could jam carbon down into the earth instead of putting it out? Because if you put it out, if people are going to charge you credits and charge you money and increase your taxes, if you can jam it into the earth, then you know, it's a whole buy-in into that. Or if you can shove it down a pipeline and actually make use of it. It makes sense to try and do. There are good reasons to do it. However, there's a project called Tundra, and we are looking at putting $250 million to the Tundra project. Now, here's my concern. I'm not an expert. I watch a lot of videos where people don't normally go to try and listen to all the testimonies and all the crap. There is a federal program called 45Q, Q45, I don't know, I don't care. What it means is that over the course of 12 years, the power plant to develop this CO2 sequestration will get back in tax credits $2.4 billion.
Wow.
Okay, that takes care of the cost of building this monstrosity out. So why are we giving them $250 million? It's essentially free. If it's a good idea, let private industry do it.
You know what? I am seriously so sick of the government trying to solve all the world's problems by spending my money.
Yeah.
It's so, ooh, people, do you hear me? Can you feel me? I'm sick of it.
I'm glad you're sick of it. Everyone in North Dakota should express how sick they are of this situation.
They should.
Now, you know, I simplified it. But the point is that we have a tremendous situation in which we're just throwing money because it's so easy for politicians to convince themselves that they're doing something good for the citizens of North Dakota.
And yet, okay, today, let's not pass the COVID vaccination passport bill because heaven forbid, that's not doing good for the citizens here. But I'm going to spend your money.
Right, and we can even go directly to money bills. We can spend all of this money for movies and amusement parks and ski resorts, but Bills that I had, one bill I had in to eliminate property tax, nope, dead. Other bills that have come in to reduce and eliminate property income tax, dead. Even a bill to eliminate tax on social security, income tax on social security benefits, dead.
Does not make sense at all. I don't know what school they went to learn economics and how to represent the people.
It's frustrating. And here's the thing, you know, I get a lot of pushback from my colleagues, but I haven't changed. I said this from 2013 on. We aren't acting like Republicans. We aren't being conservatives. We're spending too much. We're not giving tax relief. And I hear the message, hey, who are you to say whether someone is or isn't conservative? But here's the thing. I can have an opinion on what conservatism is.
Absolutely.
It's my opinion. No, I'm not the king. You want to call yourself conservative? Do it. You want to be a Republican? Do it. Everyone is. Why not? Conservative doesn't mean anything anymore. You just are because you say you are. But the thing is, I am not the judge and jury. I have an opinion of what conservative is.
As do I.
And this kind of stuff that we've covered here today, folks, is not conservative.
Not at all.
I don't know under what the challenge needs to go back to people that are butthurt that they may be, in my view, not acting in a conservative manner. If that's the case, defend it.
Yeah.
Defend your vote. I'll defend every one of my votes. Every single one. And some of them I may be wrong on, and I'll admit it.
That's awesome. You carry the card that says I may be wrong, and you're not too proud to use it.
We're all human.
Thank you, Rick.
We're all human.
Seriously.
We're all human,
I
but
know
it's
that.
enough. Time is done to just say I'm conservative and you can't question it.
Yep.
Because what we experienced today is not that. Folks, we are going to be back with a little mailbag. Stick with us.
When you can't find answers to your recurring health challenges, it can feel like your health and your future are being held hostage. The Wellness Way is a network of health restoration clinics that think and act differently to solve the health challenges others can't. Here, we disrupt the standard approach to care through a combination of testing, individual plans, and one-on-one guidance, putting your health and your future where they belong, in your own hands.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Spas, etc. Yeah. You've come to know and trust us for over 18 years with the largest selection and showroom in Western North Dakota for our beautiful Sundance spas. Plus, you could pick out your next home experience with our selection of pool tables, shuffleboards, and fun accessories.
Spas, etc. Your relaxation destination on Main and Bismarck.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature gyros, with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go, we deliver for you.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. It's No Apologies on Beck. You have made it to segment 5. Congratulations, and it's even a short one. So,
I know.
Whew, I had a headache all afternoon.
I bet you did.
Today, but it's gone now. It could be your company.
Maybe.
It could be the
I
bourbon.
think it's the cup. But maybe it's me.
It could be both.
I should have started with that too. This was a heavy show. Next time.
I'm sorry.
It's good.
Sorry. I'm such a poor host.
I know.
Okay, listen, we're going to do mailbag. Enough whining.
Yes.
Pull up the first graphic, please. All right, so we're going to go through things. You comment, Kendi.
Okay.
We put up a question. Can the North Dakota state government still run if we eliminate some taxes? Why does the state with the Republican supermajority struggle so much with passing tax cuts? We had someone say, yeah, it would be fine. It seems our representatives have forgotten how to relate to the middle class and only know how to take money from the citizens of North Dakota without trying to allow the residents the chance to spend their money on their own to support the state. The elimination of tax on Social Security is a no-brainer. How timely. Ties right into what we're discussing.
Totally, it does. And it makes me think about when they did the lockdowns with COVID, who's still got a paycheck? The government leaders, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kendi, did you know that I had a bill in that would have taken away, in the event of a state of emergency in which businesses would be shut down, hours shut down, anything, if that occurred, the governor and various state agency heads would go with no salary.
I'm guessing it didn't pass.
It didn't pass.
Oh, gosh.
It didn't pass.
Of course not.
But also within that little group of responses, someone says, because North Dakota has one of the largest collections of rhinos in the country. I tell you what, my colleagues don't like that word, rhino.
I'm sure they don't.
But if you look at the American Conservative Union that ranks legislatures across the country, we do not rank high in conservatism. We absolutely don't.
And that's really sad.
We're in the bottom quartile.
When you look at North Dakota and their values and the people, that's sad that the representatives are not actually representing the values that the people profess to have.
Yeah. Someone says, please translate this for me.
Oh, dear.
You're absolutely right, way too many old white men that still have the first dollar they ever earned.
Okay, I can totally translate, but I'll need Joe Biden's help in it. I need him.
We need Joe.
Sorry, I need Joe to come and help.
Right. Someone says, there's some disses here. Taxation is theft. Yep, that's a libertarian theme. Thank you, Representative Steiner. She was on. She did great. All right, next graphic. Is someone going to tell the Biden administration that memorandums about supporting equal rights don't mean much when we still do business with countries that abuse and kill people of different faiths and sexual orientations?
Okay.
Someone says, we could tell him, but I don't think he would comprehend. He may need to run that by Barack or Kerry for approval. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone says, you're probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a good discussion yesterday with Josh Boucher, and I mentioned that I don't think Biden is in full control of his faculties.
I agree.
I'm trying to say that in a nice way. I'm not. It's not ridiculing. I think it is what it is. Interestingly, he did not contend that part of it.
That was interesting. And I mean, I've actually termed it as elder abuse, what's happening with him. I mean, he's being taken advantage of in his elderly age. It's sad.
I agree with you. All right, last one. Someone says, curious to know what your true, down every rabbit hole belief on the Second Amendment is. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What would you, on a personal level, fight for? And what would you let slide? How does that affect your political side? Wow. Wow. How much time do we have, guys? Seriously, tell me in my ear. I can talk for 10 hours on this. 2 minutes.
Here we go.
Yeah. So the guys had up there, I fast forwarded, conservatism embraces aspiration, liberalism embraces envy. I shouldn't have put that, gone past that one. I think that one, I'm very happy with that statement. I say that a lot.
Yeah.
Folks, conservatism embraces aspiration, liberalism embraces envy.
Powerful.
Nothing more needs to be said about politics. Okay, now, producers, my bad, let's go on. So that next one again. We've only got a minute and a half. I could talk about this, the rabbit hole for the Second Amendment. Here's the scoop. We can work within the confines of the Supreme Court, where even Justice Scalia said that there are reasonable exceptions. And we could say, well, you shouldn't have a bazooka. And here's the scoop. I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole to fight for the right of people to have bazookas when we can fight for something so much more important.
Right.
Now, when it comes to things like understanding the Second Amendment, what it means, what does a militia mean, that we can fight for. And militia has been stated over and over in many different ways, including Federalist number 46. What it means is the people. The people need to be armed.
Right.
And our founding fathers explicitly, Doug Burgum says hunting. When he talks about Second Amendment, he talks about hunting.
Right.
And sport shooting of clays. And having a weapon in your home for self-defense for an intruder. Bull crap.
Yep.
Now, maybe that's what you think. I respect that. That's not what our founders thought. Our founders explicitly, in many different texts, in many different letters, in many different speeches, it was explicitly for protecting yourself against the tyranny of an overbearing government. That's what it is for. Arms is not limited to a musket. It's arguably limited to anything you can carry on one's person. So there are a lot of rabbit holes we can go down, but that's what I would say. That's what I've been fighting for. 1383 passed this session of one of my bills, which we say we're going to ignore federal restrictions that are more restrictive than the state. 2017, my bill for constitutional carry passed. Folks, you know where I'm at on the Second Amendment.
You're awesome.
We'll talk about it forever. All right, folks. Kendi, thanks so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
It was
You're
fun.
awesome.
We're going to do it again.
Yes,
we're going
we
to do
will.
it again. This is it for you for this week. Folks, we're going to be back. Stick with us tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about the governor. Is he vetoing bills? It's going to be interesting. There's some crap coming up. Believe me. Watch us tomorrow night. And next on Beck is No Filter with Debbie. See you later.
See ya.